Hello everyone. How y'all doing? Today is November 18th, 2020, Wednesday at 3:14 a.m. I got only a little bit of sleep last night and still, suffering of sleep deprivation and insomnia, and cold weather is making it worse. It's like in the early 50s right now, and it's supposed to get down to 49 degrees and just keep getting colder. So it's so cold that I can't even keep this thing open, my sleeping bag. So sorry for recording in the dark. I hope y'all can hear me. So I hope y'all can hear me, but I can't go back to sleep. And right now I'm feeling a little restless. I don't know why. But since I'm awake, since I'm up, I might as well talk about what happened last night for dinner. So for dinner last night, I went to go eat, and I tried to spend like no more than $6. So I bought 2 beef enchiladas, and I was still hungry, so I ate the chips and salsa. So what happened was, they had a waitress that walked up to me. And they don't call them waiters and waitresses anymore. They just call them servers. So she came, sat down by me, and said, well, first of all, let me back up. The hostess, she tried to sit me down in the exact same spot where the homeless dirty guy sat at, it was the other day. And I'm like, no, please don't make me sit there, And so, she's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. So I don't know if that was deliberate or on purpose, but out of all the seats, that you're gonna sit me at, is you gonna sit me where the dirty guy who was perping me, where he sat, So I don't know if that was by chance or deliberate. So she sat me somewhere else, because I didn't want to sit in the exact same chair he sat at, and it was not sanitized because he was dirty. So then it took a long time, because usually that restaurant I'd be served and get all my beans and rice and stuff within 5 minutes. But so the waitress or server, excuse me, so she sat down by me and said, she had on some weird looking mask with eyes on and a face on the mask or whatever, some creature, I don't know what it was, but she's like, hey, I remember you, I haven't seen you in a long time. And she sat down and she took my order. And so I said, well, usually y'all come within 5 minutes. Why y'all take so long to come today? And she said, oh, well, I have so many people to serve and we're busy and this and that, whatever. So then, I put my order in. Sorry that I keep yawning. I put my order in, and then I told her I wanted some water also. So she took at least 10 minutes to come out just to get me my water. And then she took, like, I know the COVID thing is fake, but it's just general speaking. How she's supposed to be the waitress, and she took the paper off the straw and put it in my cup of water. And then didn't even fill it up to the top like how I like it, or like how people usually do. It's the Pensacola foolishness. So she that's why I don't like other people fixing my stuff or doing anything for me, because they want to do it their way. Even if you're paying for it, they still want to be narcissistic enough that you don't get to choose. Even if you're paying for it, you can't have things your way. That's like they want to do it their way because they're doing it. So that's why I don't like people doing stuff for me, and I wish I can, do things myself. So she took the paper off the straw and put it in there, and it took a long time just to get my water, and I figured that was suspicious. And I saw what looked like a little bit of lint on the top of my straw. It was barely noticeable, but I saw it. And so then they got me my food and I was eating, and so she asked me a couple of times, if everything was fine or whatever. And then she said, "Are you ready for your check?" And I said, "Yes." So then she went and, like, she immediately, when she gave me my, I know she fucking heard me too, because she gave me my check, or, how much my enchiladas were supposed to cost. And I already had the money prepared. And so she walked off fast and deliberately ignored me when I was screaming her name and calling her name. And she walked off and ignored me on purpose, unnecessarily. And then she went over to the other table that she said was 7 people. And she went and took all their tabs or whatever. And I kept calling her name, and I'm like, this is freaking stupid. I know you hear me freaking calling you. So it took a long time. It took like another 5 or 10 minutes to try to flag her down, because I already had the money. So she hurried up and walked off when I was trying to catch her immediately, and then she still walked off. So I knew that was deliberate and on purpose to try to get me to, act crazy or whatever. It was unnecessary, and then she tried to make like I got 7 people to serve. 7 people over there at that table. I said no, because I've been calling your name before you even walked over, and I know you did it on purpose, And so she got ignorant with me or whatever. And so I told the manager named Christy. I'm surprised I remember the name. And the manager, Christy, had told me, she listened to me and I explained the situation about what happened. And so then Christy had told me that if I order the same thing next time, then my meal is free because of what happened, because that wasn't even freaking called for, And so then after that, I usually get an extra cup of water to go, because so I won't have to be thirsty out here at night, So it's like, well, I don't know if I'm actually banned from that Circle K down the street, but I know I got kicked out because the lady was a perp and tried to pick on me, for something that I do all the time, bring my bag in there, and all of a sudden, when I walked in that Circle K last year, it was sometime last year, I don't remember what month, and every time I go to that Circle K, they would perp me really bad, so, I can't go to that Circle K no more. So, anyway, at the restaurant, so $6 fell on the floor. First one was a 5, and then another one was a $1 bill. And so I picked them both up and gave them to the other waitresses. because they fell on the floor, and I picked them up and gave it to him. And so the waitress asked another waitress if one dropped some money, and then the other one she thought dropped money. So I figured that one late girl had dropped $6 rather than one dropping $5 and the other one dropping $1. So they said, well, since you were honest enough that you picked it up and try to give it to us, you go ahead and keep the $6. So I'm like, oh, well, thanks, because at first it was the $1 they were going to give me, and then the girl switched her mind and just gave me all $6. And so then, for being honest enough to give it, pick up the money and try to give it to him rather than, stealing it. So that's what I did. I tried to give them the money, just trying to be helpful and stuff. And so then the overweight perp waiter, that's the a male server that gave me problems before, the fat guy who he's white and thinks he's a black thug. Well, that's the guy who about a month or two ago, me and him got into a heated argument because he tried to give me quote unquote standard portion of water. When I was a guest there, I'm like, water is unlimited. What the fuck you mean, standard portion size of water, and you fat too? You're fat too, and you gonna tell me, standard portion size of water when I'm a customer there, So when that's that same guy. Yesterday he saw me and didn't tell me anything. And he didn't say hi or nothing, but the last couple of times I went there, the last couple of times I went there before yesterday, he was nice and spoke to me, But yesterday, well, he acted like he ain't had nothing to say to me. And then, like, after, excuse me for clearing my throat, I'm kind of sick, I guess because of changing weather. So anyway, he walked up to me and he's like, well, why don't you give that money to your server? Isn't that a tip? Why don't you give that money to your server? Why don't you go tip her that? Give her that to your server. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, no, So, after the shit she put me through, like, why the fuck should I tip you $6 after you freaking try to create an argument with me on purpose and ignore me on purpose when I'm trying to give you my fucking change, give you my money to pay for the food. And she walked off on purpose and ignored me on purpose and then make it like as if I had to wait on them, and I figured I don't even know if it was I knew it was a perp thing. But I don't know if it was racism, too, because they got a lot of racists here in Pensacola. I discovered that when I first got here to Pensacola last year, and I was surprised that so many racists out here in Pensacola, But, of course, those 7 people, the other people at the other table, they were white. It's like she tried to force me to sit there and wait unnecessarily as a punishment for no reason when she walked off really fast and I was calling her name and she ignored me on purpose. So, I figured something suspicious with her, and she had that devil-worshiping witch kind of look, if she didn't have on a face mask, I wish that I could have seen what her face looked like, for her to claim she remembered me and that she ain't seen me in a long time. Because I don't remember anybody that looks like her, even with her description with the mask on. Somebody that's kind of tall with blonde, short hair and glasses. I don't remember somebody like that working there. And I've been coming there for ever since I've been new here to Pensacola. But it's the freaking cheapest place downtown. And I just saw yesterday, it looked like the military buses started back running again. So I'm like, yay. So, I can hang out a little longer, So, but then again, I don't know. I mean, I had just quickly gotten to that routine of going downtown kind of early, and it seemed like that the place I went to, that was, I would hate to eat Mexican food all the time, but it's the cheapest place downtown. Where I can get beans and rice for $4 and be full for the night. And you get free chips and sauces with whatever you order. Even if I just order plain beans for $2, then I can get some chips and salsa on the side for free, But I don't want to be eating like chips and salsa every day because of my health, So I'm going to go now, and I was just talking about what happened last night. So I'll see y'all later because it's getting really cold. Bye.